All right, everyone, welcome back to the Sooner Surge. And today, we're mainly going to talk about Oklahoma basketball. But first, we got everyone here on this podcast. Should have some good discussion here today. But before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube if you're viewing this on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, make sure to follow. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We'll be posting stuff on there. So just to start it out, I mean, I'll go ahead and get started. As many of you know, I've defended Porter Moser a lot, probably as much as anyone on here. But there is no defending someone for losing by 40 to West Virginia. And I've been the one to say it. Oklahoma, they don't have the talent that these other teams have. They don't have as much talent as West Virginia. But you don't have as bad a talent to get beat by 40 against a team that you already beat West Virginia. In no way, shape, or form should you go to Morgantown and get beat as bad as Oklahoma got beat. And, I mean, with Moser, I think he's a good coach, but, I mean, that's just awful. And you can't blame it all on players. I won't blame it all on players. I think mostly, while the players played bad, that loss mostly is on Porter Moser. And so that's just kind of my thoughts.
I never thought I'd hear you say that. A loss on Porter Moser. Wow.
I'm totally shocked.
Hey,
you must have cut your pay or something because I was wanting to know the application to be his
defender. Let me check something real quick. I'm gonna check out the window. I'm gonna make sure pigs aren't flying. No.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, yeah, I think it was an absolute brutal performance. It's unacceptable. Coaching outside of Grant and Sherfield, no one else played that good of a game. I mean, Bama still scored in garbage time. I know, Jeremy, you've been the biggest advocate for him to come into the game and play it. And I think athletically, he had a block on someone where he got up 12 feet in the air and just blocked it off the backboard. No one else on the team can do that outside of Otego Way. I liked what I saw from him. We heard a lot in the offseason about him defensively. I know this isn't a show about him, but he looks fine on the defensive end. He's a guy that does need to play, I think, and you have to do something, whether that's not starting Tanner Groves, whether that's permanently taking Jacob Groves out of the rotation. Because what does he do on the court besides stand there? Like, what is Jacob Groves' role? He doesn't
turn over the ball.
He can't shot create, and that kind of comes down to coaching. Is Porter? I know he's been trying so hard to get Jacob Groves and Tanner Groves these shots. They've both of them have failed ever since they got onto campus. That game versus Kansas honestly could have been a fluke game because
Jackson.
Hold on. I only think Jacob Groves averaged like 10 points per game at Eastern Washington.
Jackson.
Yeah.
You were correct in some of your statement and you're incorrect in some of it. Where you're incorrect at is when you said they failed since they've come on campus. It's not true. Tanner Groves and Jacob Groves were better players last year. They've digressed. Tanner can't stay out of foul trouble for one thing. That's his main issue. But look, they either that or the Big 12's just figured those two guys out. But they have digressed in their time under Porter Moser. Okay, so and they're not the only ones. And it's a shocking stat to see that OU is ranked. I know Jay's going to find a hard time believing this one. 261st, Jason. 261st in points scored.
Yeah, that's not a surprise at all.
Yeah.
It is if they have one of the most efficient offenses, as you claim.
Percentage, field goal percentage.
Well, yeah, because anytime they're not shooting it, they're turning it over.
Field goal percentage.
It doesn't matter. You can get
They turn over the ball more times
They
than not.
get a lot of good shots. They don't make the shots half the time.
Hey, guys,
Yeah,
Jackson,
exactly.
I disagree with getting a lot of good shots. They don't. Look, we can talk so much about players. We can talk about coaching. The question I'm raising, okay? And yes, I have been the biggest Bamisile advocate. Just type in Joe Bamisile dunks on SportsCenter top 10, and you'll see 3 or 4 of them. Yet he can't get on the floor. Okay? You saw him pin it against the glass. Somehow he can't play here. And then for people, I know there's people who have claimed that the cupboard was bare for Porter Moser. But it wasn't. He actually lost guys that he had here that were athletic, that he coached. That's a problem. But the main question I have is, has Porter Moser lost the locker room? Because in my opinion, he has. You don't lose 3 straight games, all by double digits, all by not even being close, okay? It seems like the guys aren't bought in anymore, or that maybe he's hinted at going elsewhere. I don't know, guys. He's lost the locker room. You can't tell me he hasn't.
I disagree. I don't think he's lost the locker room. When you see
back to normal Brody. Normal Brody.
When you see a team that has the coach lost them, it does not look like the team that was.
What's it look like?
Did you watch the game?
They've lost 3 straight Big 12 games where they weren't in it from the tip. From the tip, they lost the game.
Brody, what does a team who's lost the locker room?
They were trying. They were. Like they were trying. You look at the dudes on the sideline. They're clapping into the game. All that.
It also doesn't help whenever you have West Virginia that shoots 42% from 3, and the Stevenson guy who can't miss just randomly gets
guard him.
He's.
Hey, what's Moser known for, Jackson?
That's happen 1 out of every 20 games.
Hey, Jackson.
Jackson,
what's Moser known for?
He's
exactly.
Known for defense, and we gave up like in the first half. That is a problem.
Exactly. I mean, if this guy's known for defense, 3 straight Big 12 games where it's like they can't miss. They cannot miss. And that is a problem. That is on Moser. Fire him.
How? He can't control how the other players shoot.
That's what a coach is for. To put in schemes. It's not working. Do something different.
It'd be dumb to fire Porter Moser.
Hunter, are you saying fire him right now?
I don't think we're going to win another game, so yes.
You haven't thought we're going to win another game since Big 12 conference play started.
Hey, raise
I look pretty right now because you guys were all 9-8, 9-9, 10-8, all this.
Guys,
7-11. What are we right now? We're 2-8, and we're not going to get any better.
Jay, after the OSU game, you're like, I still think we'll get to 7-11. Things are going to change. You really thought things were going to change with this team, Dad?
Okay, let me talk because I haven't talked yet. Okay. I have been a Porter Moser backer, and I agree with you, Brody. You can't back a whole lot after that performance in the 35-point loss. But listen, here's the deal. And whether y'all want to believe it or not, I don't really care. And y'all aren't basketball aficionados. None of y'all are on ESPN talking basketball. You're not experts.
You're not either.
I'm not. That's why I'm saying what I want to say. And here's the deal.
So your opinion's valid because of
Lon Kruger didn't just retire for no reason. He knew what was coming.
Oh, come on.
Oh, here we go.
Stop with that, Jay.
Do you want to know the real reason?
How much did Porter pay you to say that?
That is an idiotic statement. Lon Kruger did not retire because
he's been on this podcast.
Guys,
Kruger didn't retire because he thought it was going to get bad. That is not
OU on a decline. Was OU on a decline the last 3 years of Lon Kruger?
No.
Wait, how are they not through this?
Listen to me.
Okay.
Let me say
Jay.
Big 12 was getting improved as a conference, and OU was maintaining stability.
Let me say
7-11.
Jay.
Let me talk real quick. I've watched pretty much, I think, every single basketball game for OU since 2015. Never once did I see a game like that game against West Virginia. Never
I
once
agree.
did I see a game like Oklahoma State. Never once did I see a game like TCU. It didn't matter who they're playing. I never saw that. And that speaks on how the program has went downhill.
I agree. And listen, guys, I'm not saying Porter Moser is the answer. I don't know. I've always said Porter needs 3 years. That's my opinion. And my opinion is if they were to go the rest of the season and they're getting destroyed by 20 to 30 points, then I think you have to question it. And Joe C has to think, okay, either the players do not like the system, something's not right. If this is your system, and this is Porter Moser's system, he's a defensive-minded coach, and he runs sets. If that's your system, and you go get players for that system and it doesn't pan out, then it's going to come on you, Porter. And here's the thing. Some of these guys he's got out of the portal are mid-major guys.
And that's
They're not
exactly
Power
right.
5 guys.
And his system is a mid-major system, guys.
And that's what I'm saying, Brody. Is that the problem? Is the system the problem? Jeremy, why are you covering your face? Uncover your face and wake up and say a good comment.
Porter Moser, wake up, Porter Moser. Let's go.
Jay, you know how asinine you are with your statements?
What statement?
everything you've said.
What statement?
No,
I'll give you
validity.
one.
Once again, what
Hey,
statement?
First
The
off,
one where he said,
Jay,
the one where he said,
Answer
well,
the
you're
question.
questioning it.
hey,
And you have to
First
off,
no.
Answer the question that I asked you.
I will.
Statement.
okay. The first statement is the fact that it was on a downhill decline under Lon Kruger when
Go
they were
look at the
99.
conference records.
I already did this on the last pod. They were 9-9 and finished third the second to last year he was here.
Yeah, it's
And then
pretty
7-11,
easy to look like
7-11
you're.
the 2 years before.
Hey,
No, it
but
wasn't.
it's
It was
pretty easy to
99.
look like you're on the decline when you have Trey Young and then you lose Trey Young.
Trey Young was
Like,
what?
hey,
2000 and what? 15?
Jason,
Oh my goodness.
2017.
Jay, stop
8
talking,
years
man.
ago.
17, 18.
Dude,
Can I
golly,
talk?
man.
Can I talk for about a minute?
Sure.
Jason, go pull up the stats in a minute. They were 9-9, finished third his next to last year there, I think. Okay. Then
Okay, you're naming 1 year.
Oh,
Name the other 3.
The next one. Pull them up, Jay. While I'm talking, pull
I
them up.
can't. I'm on my phone right now.
So am I. Hunter,
I'll
pull
pull
up
'em up.
OU stats
Hey.
under Lon Kruger.
okay.
Conference
well,
record.
yeah,
Wait,
I'm pulling it up right now. But
Okay,
one thing's
just-
for sure, Jay, is under Lon Cougar, they did something they probably will never do under Porter Moser, and that's called make the tournament. They did it every year.
68
Well,
teams.
and I'll agree with you there,
Hey.
and I agree with you the way they're getting beat right now is unacceptable.
And the other stupid comment you made was the mid-major crap. Okay? First
How's
off,
that-
the mid-major comment is asinine. We went and got a coach from a mid-major. Did we not?
Hey, Jay.
What's a bad comment?
Jay, you should just retire this whole argument because everything you're saying makes absolutely no sense when you look at the record.
Conference record.
Jay, according to conference record, if you will let me talk, man,
Can't let
Y'all.
anyone talk.
Jay, conference record in the past, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of Lon Kruger
What I want.
improved every year, basically.
2016.
5-13, 2016. 8-10,
Okay.
2017. That's an improvement if you didn't
Under
know.
500. Keep going.
Oh my
Keep
God.
going.
Keep going,
Big
Hunter.
12.
Keep going.
In the Big 12.
Keep going.
Still made the tournament.
Wide with the
Porter Moser will not make the tournament. Back-to-back years.
Hunter.
And
finish
Lon
the
Kruger
season.
did it.
Finish the season. 5-13,
Like it's
8-10.
double take.
Okay. 5-13, 8-10, 7-11, 9-9, 9-8. 2 improvements his last 2 years, but oh
Isn't that
boy,
great?
Lon Kruger's
9-9 and 9-8, Jay.
Golly, man.
I don't know why we're arguing this.
Hey,
I agree.
I may as
one
well
more
go
time.
argue with my door arguing with you.
Hey, there
Golly,
is
man.
one thing.
Your argument is
argument that stands out. The program is falling. I don't know if Porter needs to be here for a third year because nothing has improved. It's like you can't say about the recruiting.
Hey, the program
Because
didn't start
you
to fall
don't
till
even know
Porter
about the
got
development
here.
of talent because look at what Tanner and Jacob Grove's done. They've been developed downhill.
Look, they're mid-major talents, and Porter
Brody,
Moser-
that's dumb.
Porter
That's
Moser's a
wrong.
mid-major coach. He's
And
not a
that's
Big
why I'm
12
trying to do that.
coach.
His system is a mid-major system. It works at Loyola because you do not have the Keontae Georges, Jalen Wilson.
Then why is he in the Big 12, Brody?
Good question.
Why
Hey,
should he
Brody.
stay in the Big 12?
Hey, Brody, who'd Iowa State go get in the portal? Just name some guys.
Name some guys.
Yeah, tell me where they're from. Tell me where
They
the
got-
guys they got are from.
Yeah, they got mid-major players. They did
Oh, then stop it.
good ones. Athletes.
Okay,
Look at the
so now
big
there's
men.
level of
Athletes.
mid-major players.
They're
Stop
big men.
it.
They're athletes. They only got 2 mid-major players in their
Where'd
class.
K-State, who has a new coach, the team was in shambles, where'd they go get guys?
Their best players from Florida.
Yeah, the guy who almost died. I agree he is, but where else they get?
Desi Sills, Arkansas.
How come he was able to go get these guys, Brody?
Point guard.
And that-
Noel.
Hey, nobody's denying that. We're all
I agree
saying
with you,
that.
Jeremy. Look at Iowa State. They fired Steve Prohm. They hired TJ Otterberger. They had 2 players return. Those 2, not extremely good players. And they went to the Sweet 16. And then K-State right now, probably the best team in the Big 12. They had 2 players return, and they rebuilt it through the transfer portal. Moser has failed at that. It's that simple. He didn't bring in the
He
right
has
guy.
failed at the transfer portal big time.
I
Well,
mean,
no, my
you know,
problem
Hey,
with
we
the
had a-
portal is he doesn't play the best guys he gets from.
Hey, we had a good conversation last night on the space, and it was brought up that what is it about Porter's teams that you just don't see and it's the cohesive chemistry. They don't play very well together. And that has to go back on Moser. You just don't see him playing as a unit and I know they're new. Some of these guys are new, but they haven't the cohesion is not there.
Well, it's just like we pointed that out too. There are points in games where this team tries to just give the ball to Sherfield and clear out and do stuff like that. Like Uzan, ISO. Shoot, even give it to Tanner Groves down low on the post.
Jalen Hill, do something.
Jalen Hill at the high post.
5 shots.
But it doesn't work.
Jeremy. Okay, they didn't drop enough.
Dude, I can't even
He's
talk.
got to be aggressive to go get a shot.
Finish talking, Jackson.
No, it's fine. Go on.
No,
we need to all mute. We need to all mute.
Well,
let's all mute.
Well, no, I was saying this team is not good enough to be an ISO heavy team. They're not. And I don't know why they try and do it.
Well, Jackson, I would disagree because they don't really run a lot of ISO.
Yeah, they don't.
They run mainly sets.
When do they ISO? When do you ISO? When?
I wish they would ISO more.
Yeah, I do.
They need to ISO. ISO Hill,
With who?
ISO Sherfield, ISO Bijan Cortez, who actually played pretty well in the first half.
Well, exactly. I didn't even get to finish my point either. The
offense finished. Nobody was talking.
The offense gets stagnant. The offense gets stagnant at points. Do you all agree with that statement? The offense can get stagnant.
Yeah.
Guys can
The offense has been stagnant, dude. Yes.
Yes.
Am I allowed to
It's been
answer?
bad.
Yes.
Thanks,
Been
Captain
bad.
Obvious.
I don't know what the answer is. I'm just very disappointed in how this year has turned out because this is not what we looked like a month ago. When you're playing close when you're playing close games against all the big times, you can't get destroyed by West Virginia. In my opinion, there's something going on in the locker room, something either with the players or the coaches. What?
No leaders.
Well, I think
Something's going on because
I think Jalen's a pretty good leader, and I actually think Tanner off the court is probably a pretty good leader. And listen, I don't want to be too critical of Moser here because I don't want to have a bash fest, but I texted you guys some things I heard in the post game locker room, and if I'm a player, guys, I'm having a hard time. When
Go ahead and say what you heard. I don't know what it was. What was it?
When I hear him talk so highly of the other guys on the other team, and then doesn't talk anything of. He mentioned things about this Stevenson guy. You would have thought he was the second coming of Larry Bird. Okay, he does this every game. When OSU destroyed us, all he did was talk about how great OSU was. But then he throws these comments in about we showed the guys what to do, how to defend them, and just didn't execute it. To me, that's 100% blame on the players from the coach.
Okay, I got a couple questions for y'all. How many? You don't need to talk and answer it. Just raise your hand. How many of y'all thought Tanner Groves would be better?
Well, he was better last year.
I didn't say.
Raise your hand. You said don't talk.
No, I said raise your hand. You can't follow instructions.
Is this elementary?
Exactly. It is for Jason's comments.
Hey. The other thing is this: how much? And I talked about this last night too. Oh, shut up, you moron! Look at you over there. Hey, oh
no!
Hey, how much of it losing the assistant coaches that he lost to is on him? He has had it's been a turnstile of coaches coming through there for him.
Why is that, Jay?
When they get an upgrade of job.
3 assistants over the last year and a half.
I could tell you why, in my opinion, y'all don't want to hear it, and I probably shouldn't say it.
What is it?
I already know what you're going to say.
I don't think a lot of people like working with him. He comes across as a little bit arrogant.
I don't see the arrogance at all. I disagree.
And I may be wrong in that. I don't want to just say that, but you're right. There's been assistant coaches that have gone, but that's even beside the point. How do you get worse throughout the year so badly?
Or maybe they were just playing
your
above their
assistant
mind.
coach thing is dumb. Your assistant coach comment is dumb. Like you're saying, well, a dude gets a job at Kentucky and maybe
he did bring Doc Sadler in, who's a legend.
Well, one of my assistants gets a head coaching job. Like, I mean, what are you trying to get at with the assistants?
I'm saying
What?
the instability there has a toll on the program. That's my opinion. If you lose
I
all
agree.
the coaches, it hurts your practice style, everything that those guys run in practice. They're not there just sit on the bench in a game, Brody. They do a lot of scout work. They do a lot of things.
I
Hey.
think losing Matt Brady actually did hurt a little bit. I don't know why he resigned. Never will know. I mean, that there can be a lot of whatever theories you want to have on that. It was weird because he was really good shooting coach. And I think he really could have helped some of these guys who, I think there's people on this team that can hit threes, but they just not doing it. They're shooting.
Hey, let's do something real quick.
Dude,
Let's
that
do
is the
something real
most
quick.
captain obvious statement ever.
Hey.
Well, there's guys that can shoot threes, but they just ain't doing it.
Let's do something real quick. Hunter, we'll start with you.
Oh gosh.
30 seconds to a minute.
How many more activities and hand raisings do we need to do?
30 seconds to a minute, Hunter.
Grade, dude.
I want your thought, and everybody can say their
Let's
thought.
go.
Everybody can say their thought. 30 seconds or so. Why he should or should not be fired?
He should not. He should be fired because, quite frankly, he sucks. This team is awful. They have been awful for back-to-back years. They're not going to get any better anytime soon. They probably won't win another game this year in the regular season. Now, we saw Jeremy's one shining moment, Moser Magic. I think we'll pull out at least one in the Big 12 tournament. Absolutely. That's what Moser does. He wins the tournament. But he can't even make it to the tournament. This team is so bad, they won't even make it to the NIT. And Jay, do you know what the NIT stands for? Has 3 letters. NIT, not invited tournament. And we're not even going to be invited to the tournament. That literally means not invited. This team sucks.
Jeremy,
Go, Jeremy.
You
can
can
you speak?
you can hear my voice clap once. Okay. Porter Moser, I'm not saying Porter Moser should be fired right now. I don't think Porter Moser should be back. I wouldn't fire him in the middle of the year. He shouldn't be back next year. Okay. Because of the reason that I think he's lost the team and the fact that he doesn't play his most talented players for the second year in a row. It's not a personal reason, is it? I mean, would he have got in last night if it was a personal reason?
What
You know
was
why
the
he got
reason?
in last night?
Hey,
Marvin
because
Johnson.
we were getting
Marvin
destroyed.
Johnson, too. Marvin Johnson.
Marvin
No,
Johnson saved us
he-
in a game or two.
Yeah.
Moser sat down on the plane and was like, man, the seat's a little warm. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, guess I'm going to have to play Bama still because the seat's a little warm.
It's almost like he wants to play the mid-major guys because that's what he's used to coaching. I know that's a bad statement, but if Bama Steele's not a starter come Wednesday, I'm going to be livid.
Yeah, well, I guess you may as well
We're
get
gonna
living
be
right
Well,
now.
all right. I'll start off by saying what I'm going to say, okay? I still think he should stay as the coach because, one,
You said fire him last night.
Yeah.
okay, people get in their emotions.
Oh,
Are you saying
Jeremy can admit
stay
this
as a
too.
coach through a win?
Whenever you're upset. But the thing is, Jay,
Jackson,
you have a
are you saying stay as a coach next year?
yes.
Okay.
All right.
You have a valid point because a program is not turned around overnight. Now, it can be whenever you go through changes like K-State, Iowa State, where you have a whole entire 6 months to get guys in the transfer portal. Because whenever Porter was here, the truth of the matter is he only had a month and a half to build a team.
Porter had more time than Jerome Tang had at Kansas State, buddy.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
what-
you're
what-
acting like this is a Brent Venables inherited team. It's not. Like you
He
had
had
the
more
opportunity.
time
So are
than
some of our
Yeah.
listeners. So are some of our listeners who got on the space and said that it was like Brent Venables. It's not close because they had guys when he came here.
They weren't scrapped when he came here.
Jason, what are your
All right,
thoughts on
finish,
Dude,
Jackson. Jackson's got to finish yet. You interrupted again. Let's let him finish.
Yeah, Brody, 3 times. Three.
Bubbles in mouth, Brody. Hips and lips.
Well, okay. The program is going to need to overgo some more changes offseason, whether that means pushing guys out like Jacob Groves, okay? I think Porter office has to be like, if you don't leave, I'm going to take away your scholarship because you need to get in better talent than that. That's the obvious statement. I know that's a captain obvious statement. I think he needs another year. I think me personally, I think he's a good coach. Jeremy, what are you doing?
Hey, Jackson,
Bubbles
you
and
can't
mouth.
pull scholarships.
But the
You
thing
can't
is,
pull scholarships
Mm.
because that would hurt
I
someone's
love
feelings.
what he
You can't
does
do it.
with the
May I
students.
say something?
He's trying to get the students involved. He's trying to bring the fan base back, but if they're not winning, it's not going to work.
May I say something now?
Sure.
You brought up a good point. You got to make some changes in the transfer portal. Now, let's get into some numbers real quick. They have only one person out of eligibility, and that's Tanner Groves. Now, the way Jalen Hill's playing, be back for another year of college. The way Grant Sherfield's playing, he's playing good, but he'll be back for another year of college. They've signed two recruits when they're only going to lose potentially only one player. Now, another thing is Sam Godwin. You're going to give him a scholarship? Where do you got to bring in some transfers? Who's like you have to say bye. Get him off the team.
Well, you also have to think of a guy or two is probably going to transfer out too. We don't know. Who
Hey,
that's-
we are missing the big point though in all of this. The reason we're losing and all this stuff, it's because of the facilities, man. It's because of the lack of fan enthusiasm. That's why we're not winning.
That's what Jay
None of it.
says.
Jeremy,
I've never
brought
said
up.
that.
Hey, I don't think
You asked
He's
it.
never said that. I'm going to take Jay's side. I've never heard that come out of Jay's.
Jeremy, I don't think Bama can transfer.
It'd be his third time.
Yeah, and he barely got a waiver.
Here's
this
the
year.
deal, though. You have to ask yourself. I mean, I think Porter Moser should have a third year unless they finish out this season and to just get destroyed every game. Then I think you have to get rid of him because you can't go through another year like this. But here's Joe's season in bind here, guys, because you get rid of him if you wait. Then you move to the SEC. You're going to have a new coach. But if you hold on to him and you have another bad year like this year, that sets you back even more. OU is a basketball team that should be in the NCAA tournament, period, end of discussion. The fact that they're not being discussed about it, if they go through this year and get destroyed by 30 points, the next 4 games are brutal. I don't know if y'all have seen the schedule. At Baylor, Kansas, and Kansas State at home, at Texas.
And those are the 4 of the top 5 teams in the Big 12.
We'll probably win 3 of the 4.
No, we won't. No chance.
You know why?
Because Porter's a good underdog coach.
He's a great underdog coach.
He's only a
Listen,
good
you want-
underdog when it comes to
They won't win
tournaments.
1 out of the 4. There's no way.
Essentially, you have to make up your mind on Moser. You either get rid of him this year, you say, hey, go take the Notre Dame job, or you ride with them and
Hey,
you
the
not
people talking about that, though, nobody's even said that Notre Dame's after him. So that bogus needs
What?
to stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Who else
Hey.
we
We don't know. Notre
I
Dame
saw a
didn't
Notre
want
Dame
him.
article. I
What-
saw a Notre Dame
What-
article the other day that said, with Oklahoma struggles, the Porter Moser buzz is heating up.
Why would they want
Does
him?
Notre Dame even want him with how OU's performing?
Porter
And-
Moser would be a better coach in the ACC.
The
Admit it.
ACC
Everyone already should admit it.
Lack of conference. It's not a good
If you're
That,
Notre
that's
Dame,
part of the reason I'm torn on all this is there's a possibility we're in the SEC after next year. So I think he would do much better in the SEC, but I can't put up with another year of it.
So
I
y'all
can't.
tell me the main problem. Jeremy, what's the main problem with Porter Moser's coaching style?
Style.
Tell me the difference. Tell me the difference between a guy like him and Mike Boynton.
Mike
Well,
Boynton.
Mike
what?
Boynton has
I don't know why we're comparing to Mike Boynton, but Mike
Yeah.
Boynton's a lot younger, I guess, is one difference, and maybe different mentality on how he coaches and recruits.
And
I don't
coaching
know.
style.
Mike
defensive
Boynton
minded
has
coaches.
athletic players.
That's the difference, yes.
That's not in the scheme.
But tell me about his scheme. What is it about they can't?
I haven't
perform
studied the
well?
ins and outs of Porter Moser's scheme. I know it does.
He has athletes. That
I
can
know
pick
it
up
hasn't
holes
worked,
in
but
his
one
team.
thing, this is a criticism I've had ever since he's been there, is the players don't seem like they play freely.
Boynton's team does.
They always seem restricted. And I'll go back to Emoja Gibson, who Porter Moser would yank his hair out when he shot open threes in certain situations. And I don't care who you are, Emoja Gibson, if you're open, should be firing.
So why is that? Why is that a bad thing for Porter Moser and a good thing for Kelvin Sampson?
What do you mean? Good thing for Kelvin?
How come Mike Boynton ripped Caleb Boone out of the game yesterday with 4 minutes left for a turnover?
I don't
Back
get what
coaching.
you're
I
trying
don't
to
get what
make.
you're asking.
You're blaming Porter Moser for yanking a guy or getting mad at a guy for a dumb shot. That's a stupid comment. Coaches do it all over the place.
I never blamed him for getting mad. I said, you asked about his scheme, doof. And I told you that the scheme was he restricts players that don't play freely.
You know what I would like for you to do right now is answer this question. How come when Lon Kruger was at OU, your main complaint about Lon Kruger every single game, he just lets Buddy Hield shoot whenever he wants. This is absolute insanity that he just lets these guys throw up 3-point balls. I mean, they're not even open. They're just choking from NBA range. That's just, I mean, we need a coach for discipline.
Here you go again.
Why do you say that? And then say this
here you go again. You're accurate in part of your statement, but you're not, because there's always some logical fallacy with your comments that are unreal. And here's yours on this one. I did say he lets some guys shoot too much. I never said he lets Buddy Hield shoot too many threes, so stop it. Stop it. Yeah, Kadeem Lattin shouldn't have had free reign to shoot.
I'm just saying, what do you want? Do you want a guy that's going to yank guys out if they mess up, or you want guys?
I tell you what I want, Jay. The best coaches. I'll tell you what I want. The best
when
coaches.
When you go on the coaching search next year, I'm going to see who you hire. Okay.
Okay.
Because you know who else? You know who else is from the mid major?
Who?
Do you know who else is from the mid major? A guy by the name of Eric Musselman. Pretty good coach. He's pretty good at Arkansas.
He was also at the NBA level, buddy.
Hey,
good at
Jay.
Arkansas.
Hey, bro.
He also coaches in the SEC basketball team.
Hey, what's funny is
he also has talent.
It was y'all's argument on the mid-major thing. I don't know why you're bashing
your argument. It's your argument.
You bashed the players. My rebuttal was, if you're bashing players from mid-majors, let's bash coaches.
No, multiple of you guys have said the reason he can't coach.
Hey, where was Jerry Rice from, Brody? Brody, where was Jerry Rice played college?
Why are you comparing Jerry Rice to a coach?
Joe, where was Jerry Rice college at?
I couldn't even tell you. It was a
exactly mid-major.
But your argument, Hunter's argument, Hunter and Jeremy, your argument is both that he coached at a mid-major. He's a mid-major coach. He's not a Big 12 coach.
Hey, you know why I say that, the mid-major stuff so much? Because Brody always is like, he's a mid-major player.
Now listen.
But no, I will stand by what I said about Porter Moser. He is not a Big 12 coach. If you think that, you're just a flat-out idiot, Jay.
With the whole
you matched the name on the screen, doof.
They almost made the tournament last year.
Hey, with the whole mid-major, almost doesn't count, by the way. With the whole mid-major thing, I think there's some mid-major players that are not mid-major, like they're better than that. And I think there's some.
I'm listening.
I think there's some that play like mid-major players.
Dude.
Rose plays like a mid-major player.
Hey, we've complained enough. We've been complaining for the last month about this whole situation. Okay? But there should be blame on players. Specifically the Groves brothers, who don't seem to give a crap.
It's not that they don't give a crap; they're just not playing worth it.
No, hey,
and they're crying over
giving a crap. Goodness. I think it was Jay or Jeremy that said on the text thread that Jacob Groves was screwing around on the bench while they were down by 30 again. It's every game. Like, he doesn't care. He's not
just laughing around.
I can tell you why they do that now, guys. Jay's going to hate this answer. NIL.
Because Porter lets him.
NIL.
Now, according
to Jeremy, it's a good thing that Porter lets him. He lets him play with freedom out there.
Hey, dude, hold on. There is one thing that
you need shot selection for
Jeremy's lost the team argument. There is one in his argument about, like, maybe coaches don't want to. I found it weird that Moser was, like, talking to Coach Dildy. He was, like, yelling. And then next time out, once the TV break comes, Dildy's sitting on the other side of the bench. I thought that was kind of interesting. Why?
I'm glad you brought that up. I noticed that too.
I thought it was kind of weird. Like, and he was sitting there and he just he wasn't saying much. Usually he's very vocal, and he was kind of just not saying anything. I did find that pretty interesting.
He's losing the coaches in the team. Maybe we don't.
Well, that's why I brought up what I said earlier about the assistant coach revolving door. Is that what's going on there? Usually assistants stay with you for a little bit unless you get a really good job.
Unless they get a job at Kentucky or a head coaching job like they did.
Well, Matt Brady didn't.
That was weird. And last night,
probably didn't like him.
We should get Matt Brady on the pod.
So, guys, I mean, if let's just throw a scenario out there and they do fire him at the end of the year, I mean, throw a name out there, Jeremy.
Rick Pitino.
No.
You got to be kidding me.
It's Kellen Sampson, guys.
Kellen Sampson. That's the only guy.
Mid-major.
I would rather Steve Trash over Porter Moser.
Hey, Jay, mid-major. Kellen
Chris
Sampson.
Beard, guys.
Kellen Sampson's never been a head coach, and you're bashing for going and getting mid-major.
I'm not bashing him for
Dude,
getting
he coaches
major.
in
You are.
Houston. He's learned under his dad for like 10 years.
Houston's a mid-major.
Hey, but look at Arizona. The reason they're so good is because they got, I think his name's Tommy Lloyd. He was a longtime assistant under Mark Few. And then K-State, they got Tang, longtime assistant under Scott Drew. So I think your best bet would be to go get someone like a Kellen Sampson, who's been a longtime assistant in a good program, and stuff like that. But guys, Chris Beard is he's not important.
No, stop right
And
now.
Hey, I'm not for
Hey,
it.
don't even.
But Jackson here said that he would want Chris Beard.
No,
Hey,
that was a joke, okay?
listen.
If Chris Beard got hired, I'm not saying I would not like of what he did, but I want to win as a basketball program.
Let's get to the bottom of this and just you can lose games in the Big 12. You can finish 4-14 in the Big 12. That's fine. And not lose your job. But you can't lose the way they're losing. That's the problem. You cannot lose by 30 to 40 points in the Big 12. If all these losses were by close games, Jeremy, you'd still be on him because you were when they were close losses. But at the same time, you could at least justify, just can't get over the hump, need a few extra pieces. But when you're getting beat by 25, 30 points to a team you just beat 2 weeks ago, that there's something. That's why when you all said what's going on in Norman, what is going on? There's got to be something else. Right? I mean,
that's what people have been saying this whole pod.
That's what I'm saying. I was trying to conclude it before we move on.
How many players spoke last night after the game?
None, not many do.
Went to.
I don't know. They also all left. So
Owe and Hill.
They all left too. It's pretty pathetic.
Yep. Yeah. I would really like to know what's happened to this team. I mean,
we're not going to get answers.
No.
Just like you never got an answer about Joe.
I just wish he would take a lot of the, just say, look, it's on me, man.
Well, that's also a thing that drives me crazy is he says, well, they're older, experienced guys and they're outplaying us. But OU has how many seniors and juniors on their team?
That's my point, Jackson. That's the other thing, Brody. That's the other thing, Jackson and Brody. That you asked what he said. That was the other thing. He said they're athletic and they're old and physical. He's implying that we're not.
Has been in college basketball for 6 years and he cannot last 2 minutes and a half. Both halves.
Not on Porter Moser.
Brody,
not on Porter.
Why is Moser? I'm going to tell you why. Brody, let's say you're Tanner Groves, Jay. Jay, let's say you're Tanner Groves. Okay? I'm not even going to.
I'm listening.
Let's say you're Tanner Groves. You're a college kid.
I'm not. You have the beard, but go ahead.
Okay? You're Tanner Groves. You're the college kid. And your coach gets on there and talks about how athletic and how physical and how old the other team is when you're actually older than them. How does that make you feel?
You know what I would do? The next day, I'd be out there dominating. I'd be throwing stuff around. I'd be pushing guys around. I would be falling off the down like this.
You know why you would?
Dude, good acting, dude.
You know why you wouldn't be, Jay? Because you'd be a little upset.
Doof, where did you go?
He's gonna come storming into your room, Brody.
Where is Doof at? No, he didn't leave the
Brody,
room.
take us on a live tour.
The door is right there. He's just sitting off to the corner. I'm laughing.
Well, guys, I don't know what the answer is. The hope is you finish out the year and try to get some kind of dignity and pride back in this program before the end of the year. Because I'm not going to fire him midseason. But they got to get some kind of pride. Play with some pride, dude. Play with some pride. Coach with some pride.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back.
back.
I'm getting tired of hearing it from Jeremy. I'm getting tired of hearing the same stuff from Jeremy about how would you feel if your coach made you feel bad? How would you feel, Jay?
Hold on. Jay.
Let me talk. What is the deal about guys? We can't. Oh, Emoji Gibson, he transferred. Coach wouldn't let him shoot. Got mad when he shot a three. Oh, Tanner, he's upset that he's very upset. You know, Porter just kind of bashed him in the press conference. Said the other team was more physical. Poor
Hey,
team.
Jay,
What is this?
when did I say any of that or act like that? I never said any of that.
What?
And
You did too.
Oh, poor Harkless. Porter got mad at him whenever
You
shot.
said
Poor
Gibson had a leash on him every time he shot a bad shot. That Porter would get mad. Poor Gibson.
I said that's why Gibson left.
Oh,
that's not poor Gibson. And Jay, what the dumbest thing I've heard out of your mouth is I wish I could I may pull it up here in a minute. I'm going to continue next time. I'm going to show on the podcast. So stay tuned, all you subscribers. I'm going to have a picture of all the thread because Jay's sitting here saying, how can you keep saying the same thing? I'm sick of hearing the same thing. Why on earth do you always start every game with Tanner sucks so bad? We know this. Why do you keep bringing it up?
Hold on. Yep. No, hold on.
He should be.
No, you said he's not any good.
Jay, I normally take your side, but I'm going to have to call you out for a second, okay? You get mad at Jeremy whenever he calls out you and Brody, and every statement you call out Jeremy. Every single statement.
Have I called out Jeremy today?
No, Jay
Hunter.
does. Not you, Brody. Jay.
I've called out Hunter and Jackson before.
It's like Jeremy 95% of the time, feels like.
That's because Jeremy won't get off the Gibson thing. It drives me nuts. Gibson's not here anymore. He's over being a demon deacon in DePaul, if that's their name. Don't worry, they're 8-12, whatever they are.
Probably have a better conference record than we do.
Yeah,
I just saying,
I think they're 2-9.
I'm just saying we need to figure out, okay, what do you want as a coach? Do you want a guy that's going to be hard on, or do you want a guy that's not? And it sounds like being hard on
in between.
I want a guy that wins. That's what I want.
What?
I want a winner.
Welcome to the right side.
That's for Brody. It took a while, Brody, but you're finally coming over here. We'll work on Jay. Probably by next week, Jay will be over here too.
I'm already on there. I already said it. If they get beat like this every game, he's going to be fired. I said that.
It's funny that Brody has changed his tune overnight.
Oh, I was up till 1 o'clock last night because I couldn't sleep and I was thinking about that absolute freaking beatdown of a game. And I sat there. And
he couldn't sleep because the check didn't come through.
I sat there and watched Oklahoma get beat by 40 to West Virginia.
So check didn't come through, so he had to stop defending Porter.
Hey, here's what's going to happen, guys. Mark it down. Either this team is going to rise up. They're going to rise up the next 2 weeks.
Jay, you say this before every game. Guys,
listen.
I got a feeling we're going to win this one. Going to win this one. It's not going to happen. We're not going to win another game.
They're going to rise up and win 2 of the next 4.
Not going to happen.
They're going to get destroyed every game.
That's what's going to happen, Jay. They're going to lose every single game.
Jay, that's a Captain Obvious statement. You know that?
Probably going to be outscored down the stretch.
There's Jackson.
What?
There's also
Final.
There's a thing close games that could happen as well that I didn't put in there as the statement.
So final 8 games, I would say.
That's what you're saying.
Okay, final 8 games, we're going to be outscored by 324 points. About 40 points a game.
I love how y'all changed my name to Doof. It's like,
hey,
that's really cool.
We're going to play a little game here, kids, called Would You Rather.
Okay,
bet.
Okay, Dad.
Jason.
Everyone blow your bubble.
First question is for Jason. Jason, would you rather be ranked first in offensive efficiency or 261st in points scored? Go.
First in offensive efficiency. Wait, what are you talking about? Of course I'd be first in offensive efficiency. That's not how you play Would You Rather. Have you ever played Would You Rather?
I would rather be high in points scored.
Have you ever played Would You Rather?
Yes.
Do you know how you play that game? You do 2 things that are kind of similar. You don't do something total opposite.
Yeah, I know. It's a bad question.
Obvious one.
Do you realize why I asked that?
Did you actually know?
He's walking you, Jay. It went right over your head.
Thank you, Hunter.
He didn't pick up on it.
That's why your name's Doof.
Why?
Exactly.
Dragon, like Doofy the Dragon.
Explain it. I'm a doof. Explain it to me.
The fact that I have to explain why you're called a doof is why you're a doof.
Well, explain it to me because you can't.
I just did a would you rather, and the point wasn't to get an answer from you. It was to show your argument that you always make. It went right over your head.
No, my argument was first and offensive efficiency. That's what you said you would have picked. I'm so confused. You said you would have picked that. Jeremy, would you rather be first in offensive efficiency or rank 216 in points scored?
It was a rhetorical.
Answer it.
Well, I would rather be first in offensive. It was a rhetorical question.
Wait, Jay doesn't know what that means.
He doesn't.
And I have to explain that.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, you talk about my analogies all the time. What this was brought up, guys, let's play a game.
Bro, he was making fun of you. It's not hard to understand.
How's he making fun of me, Hunter?
Because he's saying it like, oh, it's your bad questions, your bad comparisons, your bad analogies, whatever you want to call it. That's why he did it. And you're still arguing over it. He's making fun of you.
All right, guys, what else we want to talk about today before this pod?
Let's talk about this Tom Brady getting $37 million a year to be a broadcaster.
Yeah, more money than he's ever made in the NFL.
Easy money, dude. Easy money for him.
Is he announcing games or is he going to be in the studio?
Not yet.
So he's just going to be in the studio?
No. He's not announcing.
He'll take over
Super Bowl.
Tony Romo's job.
No, he's working for Fox.
Year. I'm talking about next year, Hunter.
Yes, he will be calling games.
So with who?
With Jim Nantz.
No,
whoever Fox hires as their
Fox.
play-by-play.
Greg Olson, dude.
When these happen at CBS, well, Greg Olson's analyst, so I don't know how.
We need to talk about Romo.
Yeah, fire him.
Romo may be gone.
Dude, he said the N-word like
twice.
I've heard some rumblings that him and Nance do not get along, and I've heard that Nance is kind of I don't want to say the word. He's kind of a prick. I've heard, and that he wants to do everything himself.
What CBS needs to do? They need to bring back Kevin Harlan.
Hey, you know what Fox needs to do? And I like Fox, but I think some of the guys like Terry Bradshaw and some of these guys, you need some younger blood brought in there. Tom Brady could be that guy.
Are we talking about like broadcasting or talk shows?
Yeah.
Because
that's what I was wondering is Tom Brady
Terry Bradshaw's broadcasting. They're not paying someone $37 million a year to be on a talk show. Come on.
Yeah.
Tony Romo has just announced that he will be in the locker room for the Chiefs versus Eagles Super Bowl. Surprisingly, he'll be in the Eagles locker room or the Chiefs locker room. He'll be sitting right next to Pat Mahomes. And if Pat Mahomes has an ankle injury, Tony Romo will be the first one on the field to help him out with it. He will do whatever he needs to do to make sure Pat Mahomes can play in the Super Bowl.
I heard he's at the Pro Bowl protecting Josh Allen right now, too.
I bet he's at home.
What?
Josh Allen isn't at the Pro Bowl.
Oh, I wouldn't know because
he's playing at Pebble Beach.
Tyler Huntley is though.
Who's gonna watch freaking flag football? This is pathetic. Go back to the old Pro Bowl.
Skills challenges.
Okay, the skills challenge is cool, but flag football, really?
Hey,
go back. Get out of Vegas.
How about Kyrie Irving? Just got traded today.
Dallas Mavericks demise begins tonight.
Yep.
The Mavericks screwed up.
Bro, the Mavericks
celebrated it, Jackson.
The Mavericks got a top 10 basketball player, and y'all are saying they're going to have
they
got a top 10 player of all time. You guys are like, the Mavericks demise.
Dude,
he's not a top 10
Luka, look at this. Brody. You want to show stuff? Luka and Kyrie. That's scary. That's from Jackson.
That is scary. I'm not saying that the team's going to succeed. I never said their team was going to succeed.
How is the team
duo? How is it they're going to fail?
They got a scary duo. They are going to be insane. They have Luka, who's probably the best player right now, and then they have Kyrie, who's a top 10 player of all time.
Brody, where are they ranked right now in the West?
Hey,
where are they ranked in the West? The next time they play the Mavericks, mark it down.
Where are they ranked in the West?
Where are they ranked in the West? Like,
I'm
answer the
asking
question.
you, where are they ranked right now?
They're like the 8 or 9 seed, I think.
Where are they going to end up?
They're going to end up 6, but they're going to go to the finals and they're going to
No, they're
lose to the
Kyrie
Bucks.
Irving was on a team that was looking destined for a playoff run. The Nets looked
Hey,
much
I
better
got to
after
bring something
they
up.
fired Steve Trash,
Hey.
and now he wants a trade. He's should have went to the Lakers so he can.
I gotta
blow them
bring
up, which
some-
they're not going to be anything either.
I got to bring something up that me and Brody were talking about the other night, and I want y'all's opinion on it. We were talking about LeBron James. He goes for the record this week against the Thunder, 36 points to win to get the record. And I asked Brody, I said, what?
Let me answer. Ask what you ask me.
I said, man, if you're the Thunder, you do not want him to break that against you. And Brody said, yes, you do.
And no, I didn't say yes, you do. By the way, I said we're not going to have Dort. So I think LeBron could break it. But
Has he been officially ruled out?
listen, not officially, but
Okay,
I mean,
that's what I
Giddey
was
said he
wondering.
might play, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have him. If he breaks it, why don't we just beat him, spoil his night that he breaks the record, and Shea hits a freaking game winner?
It's not
Or
about,
how about
it's not
this?
about Lakers winning.
Exactly.
Not
Yeah.
about their
How
winning,
about
Brody.
this? We don't
It's
let them
all
get
about
it.
LeBron,
So the
dude.
idiots that
It's
spent
LeBron.
$98,000 on a ticket just wasted $98,000 for a meaningless ticket.
I
It's
mean,
not even
who-
on paper anymore.
Just
You're
watch
holding
it on
a
TV
digital
for free.
currency.
but
Whoa,
Jackson,
a screenshot on my phone. Cool.
you
That's
would
all you had
probably
to
pay
hold.
for that, right? Because you love LeBron. You think he's top 2 all time.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
LeBron
I would
is
not pay
in
for a
top
ticket.
15 of
I
all
would
time.
not pay $4,000 to watch anything unless the Thunder were in the finals.
Maybe
Hey, Brody.
I would never do that.
Maybe
Brody.
LeBron slides in with this accolade to add to it. Yes.
Brody, Jason said we're not basketball aficionados earlier. It kind of hurt my feelings, and but you are bashing Jackson. Your bash of Jackson is horrible, and I'll tell you why. I don't think LeBron is top 10, but you can't sit there and say Kyrie's top 10 and LeBron's not.
I can.
That's
Wait,
asinine.
Time out.
Asinine.
Time out.
Not-
Time out. Who
Wait,
on here
Dude,
said
no,
that
dude, get him up, dude.
who on here says LeBron is not top 10?
Brody,
Not top
That's
10.
Jason on the YouTube
Huh?
story.
Hunter
say
doesn't
Kevin
even
Durant's
think he's top
better
10,
than him.
probably.
It's got to be top 10.
Dude, whatever you hate LeBron, you hate greatness. In my opinion.
Hey, what championship has LeBron went out and won himself where he hit the game winner? Win.
I don't think LeBron is top 10.
No, Jackson, answer my question.
Yeah, what?
What? Did I stutter? Do I need to
What
ask
did
it
you
again?
say?
Okay, I guess I'll ask it again. When did LeBron win a championship himself where he hit the game winner? He won the series. When?
Never. That's a fair statement. He's not
Okay,
as good
thank
as MJ.
Guys,
I'll agree with
guys,
that, but he's on the level of a lot of other guys.
Name
before
9
we-
players better than him, Hunter. Hey, I want Hunter to say 9 players better than LeBron right now.
Okay, just a sec.
9.
I can say it.
No,
All right,
I asked
so-
Hunter.
Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, Magic, Wilt.
KD.
So that's 5.
KD.
Kevin Durant.
Brody, be quiet.
Did I say Larry Bird yet?
No.
Magic.
Okay, so 7. I said Magic already. I know that.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's top best point guard of all time. Okay, why is he not, Jay? Why is he not? Tell me.
Hey, that's
better?
fair. Hunter
That-
does that
You
always.
cannot
Who's
say
better?
than LeBron.
Okay,
How
well,
How many
first of all,
triple doubles does LeBron have in his career?
Jay,
Has
the
LeBron
question that I
ever
just
led a
asked
team
you
to the playoffs by
was who's a better point guard than Russell Westbrook all time?
Stockton.
An answer.
John
What?
Stockton.
Man,
Hey,
you got your name's Doof and you have the like goofy laugh or something. Like,
Wait, how can you say
What a
Russell
goofy
Westbrook is
teeth.
better than LeBron James?
oh my goodness, Jay.
I don't.
Guys,
That's not even okay. Well, one, I did say that all
If I-
time. Yes,
And by
he's
the
the
way,
best
you're
point
only
guard of all
8,
time.
so you need another player. 2
8,
more. You need 2 more.
2 more.
Wilt.
He
You already
said
said
Will.
Will.
Bill Russell, he won a lot of championships. And then,
So,
I say Shaquille O'Neal?
The only debate you
No,
Guys,
Okay.
are we honestly shocked?
Deal?
I would take Shaquille over LeBron as far as top 10 of all time.
Are we honestly shocked that Doof over here couldn't?
He has the funniest laugh. That fits the name.
Guys,
Doof.
if you didn't see,
yeah.
Everyone do it with me.
Okay, that's fine.
Toddler impression, man. Throwing a toddler hissy fit.
Let's play the Jeremy one now.
I mean, I was pretty upset over that whole thing, but I don't think I'd ever make those faces. And
Hey guys,
smack
you
my
know
hand
I'm not a
on it.
LeBron. I'm not a LeBron fan. I just think he's top 10. That's a dumb comment. So
he's just. Hey, what was going through your mind when you decided to make that YouTube Shorts?
Hey,
Brody, where's
thinks I'm
yours?
Brody thinks I'm a LeBron fan, so
anyway, moving on. Anything else today, guys? Before we close this up.
everyone blow your bubble so we can close it out.
Hey, OU's games this week. What days are they? Let's get this game times on here.
Dude,
Wednesday and Saturday.
No, I'm not going to be watching Wednesday night. I'll be at church. So,
Wednesday
Well,
night
you
at
also
8.
said you wouldn't be watching last night, and you still watched.
but it was
so-
on at the restaurant we were at.
But
I'm
you
here for the
still went out of
Banner
your
show.
way to watch.
I'll be
it,
there for the
I'm sure.
Bannisil show.
All right.
Jackson,
Guys,
did you watch the whole
get
game?
out here.
Nope.
You didn't? Oh, I thought you
I only
did.
saw the first 12 minutes.
Oh, okay.
No.
You
Is
talked
there
like you
anything
watched
on
the whole
tonight?
game.
Is there anything on to watch tonight? Hey, got to put a plug in for a show, guys. Last of Us, man, really good show. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that, but
No.
I started to watch it. I didn't.
Who's in that?
it's
Hey,
based.
did you
off
play the video game?
It's based off a video game.
Did you play the video game?
No,
Why not?
I've
Y'all
never
need
played.
to
fan
run
of
back
the
your
show, you should
Madden
play the
game,
video
dude. We
game.
need to run back that Madden game.
Yeah, I won the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah, you did.
I won the game that mattered against Brody. So
Wait, Hunter, you're the champion.
yeah, I'm the Super Bowl champion.
Brody, you lost.
I held Brody to 4 rushing yards.
Yeah.
4.
What he
Brody.
did was he went to field goal block, and then he had dudes on my
Wait.
receivers.
Wait,
Sorry.
did he take the plays out of my book? Thank you very much.
Essentially,
Yeah, I was using
Hey.
field goal block and goal line defense.
guys,
Why
I
didn't you
beat
stop-
everyone in the league twice, but I didn't win when it mattered.
He was trying to, and I was sending guys in coverage and picking them off almost every time.
Well, guys, back
Sooners
at
are
it.
upset Baylor.
Doof, close this out.
Close us out, Doof.
All right, guys, this is Doof here. Just thank y'all for listening. Thanks, guys.
Doof
Appreciate
here.
it. Follow the Sooner Surge on Twitter, Instagram. We got TikTok starting. Please give us a follow. Boomer, Doof out.